In early Western philosophy, it was Plato who set the pace, but the ultra-methodical Aristotle soon challenged him for first place. Born 40 years after Plato, he marked out his very own turf, less of a head-in-the-clouds idealist, far more down-to-earth. Brought up in Macedonia, dad the doctor to the king, Aristotle set upon his quest to study everything by heading off to Athens at the age of 17, to Plato's academy, where the brightest would convene to question, listen, learn, debate with intellectual heavyweights. And while picking holes in Plato's thinking must have taken bottle, it helped to shape the rigour in the works of Aristotle. Plato's obsessive interest in mathematical solutions had led to one of his own best-known philosophical contributions, the Platonic theory of perfect forms, ideals without physicality, offered grounds to believe that this world we perceive may not be the only reality. When we imagine a circle, a triangle or a square, it possesses a pure perfection which in everyday life isn't there. In our direct experience, these perfect forms don't exist, but if each one of us is aware of them, how can this awareness persist? Plato's answer: they do exist, in another perfect place, a world beyond our senses, a world without time or space. How do you know that a dog is a dog? A bone is a bone. A bed is a bed. Because perfect concepts of dogness and boneness and bedness exist in your head. The perfect form of a dog, the perfect form of a bone, of a bed, of a circle, triangle, square, every object everywhere has a perfect form of its own. And goodness and beauty and truth and morality, concepts we can't quite define, are forms in Plato's alternate reality, a world that he called divine. But for Aristotle, this theory of forms that Plato cultivated was far from divine. It simply made life overcomplicated. To agree on a general idea of a bed or a bone or a dog, there are plenty of examples all around to catalogue. Who needs a different world of ideals that may well not exist? We can construct what makes a dog from an earthbound list. Likewise, with concepts like goodness and truth, we get a good idea by building up a picture from what we witness here. This contrast in their attitudes is illustrated well in the School of Athens fresco, the work of Raphael, which he completed in the Vatican in 1511, showing Plato pointing skywards, his mind clearly on the heavens, and Aristotle next to him, palm faced towards the ground, while Socrates is arguing with anyone around. To quote Aristotle from a later seminar, Plato's forms have no more meaning than singing la la la. His differences with Plato, young player versus coach, drew philosophy's battle lines on methods of approach. Knowledge that's a priori, before we and the world interact, versus a posteriori, after we've gathered some facts. Platonic or Aristotelian? A rivalry set to resume between rationalists like Descartes and empiricists like Hume. Spiritual or practical? Fanciful or factual? Plato v Aristotle may seem like a great divide, but for personal growth, should we just learn from both and not fret about picking one side?